Hi, my name's Linda Finstad. I am so glad that you clicked on the play button because I'd feel really silly if I was sitting here talking to myself. But thank you for coming. So today I want to share with you how to paint with coffee. I don't know whether you've tried it before, but I tried it about 2 years ago at the start of the pandemic and it completely changed my art career. And I'm so excited. It was the best thing I ever did, which is why I want to share with other people how to paint with coffee. It's so simple and it's great that you can do it. You can do it with the kids. It's easy cleanup. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with it. Okay, today we're going to paint this cute little owl. And the way I work is I like to sketch my design first with a pencil. Then I go over it with a fine Sharpie. And then I erase all the pencil marks. But that's just my process. It's not cast in stone. You can use any process you like. The most important thing is that you use watercolour paper. So this is Canson watercolour paper, and you feel both sides and you're going to work on the rough side of the paper. That has more tooth and it allows the coffee to soak into the paper a little bit better. Okay, so let me show you how to make the coffee paint. So what you'll need is a little plastic palette, and you can get these from the dollar store. You need some instant coffee. I like Maxwell House, but any instant coffee will work. You need a teaspoon. So the recipe is 1/4 teaspoon in one of the little wells, 1/2 teaspoon in the next, and then the third one you make it as strong as you possibly can. So you're going to put as much coffee in there as you possibly can. Then you're going to take some boiling water. I got all prepared ahead of time, so I have some boiling water in a little flask here. And then you're going to very carefully add some boiling water to each of these little wells. I'm going to do these two first and just get a little sticky thing. That's a very technical term, by the way, for a little sticky thing. And then the last one you've got to be very careful because otherwise it'll spill all over the place. So this one you want as thick and as gooey and as goopy as you can possibly make it. And you just give it a good stir. I might even add a few more granules in that because I feel like the water could dissolve a few more granules. As you can see, this is not exact science, so don't get hung up if you think, oh well, I didn't write the recipe down. You just need a few granules for your light, a few more for your medium, and cowboy coffee in the third for your very dark colour. And you know what? All you need is 3 shades of brown, and with 3 shades you can create highlights and shadows. So let's have a little look at our owl here. So it's what you do, you start with the lightest shade. So I would paint his chest with the lightest shade of my coffee paint. And if I feel like it's getting a bit dark, I can always add a little bit of water. And while this is still kind of wet, I would get some of the very dark and just add a little bit underneath his beak. And I would let the watercolour paper do its thing to give the illusion of a little bit of a shadow. I might even put a little bit round his wings as well, just to give the illusion of shadow. And then with the medium, I'm going to use little strokes to give as though it's feathers. And I'm just going to put those in. The same on the, and don't worry, I'm going to go over this once it's dry. I will go over this again, so it kind of builds up so you get some depth and shadow on your little owl. And I'm going to just fill in his tail at the bottom here. I'm going to get some dark to go in behind because I feel like it would be a little bit darker in behind. Put some Okay, so now I'm going to stay with the dark, and now I'm going to go over where I added the little lines to give the illusion of shadow, of feathers rather, and I'm going to go all the way through. See, the first layer is already dry. The beauty of painting with coffee is it smells really good, it's easy cleanup, it dries really quick, and it's cheap. And it's the perfect project to do with children because they're not stressed out about wrecking a nice canvas and using expensive paints. It's just coffee and a little bit of watercolour paper. So there's no stress. I'm going to turn this upside down so that I can work on his crazy eyebrows. So if this wasn't a demo kind of thing, I'd take a lot more care and attention to do this. But because it's just a quick little demo to show you how it's done. And then I would get some more of the dark and I would go around, just around the outside of his eyes. Again, to give the illusion that there's some depth and maybe just a little bit in between. And then a little bit over here. Just to give the depth so that his eyes don't look flat. Okay, maybe a few more little strokes in his feathers, and I think he's coming quite nice. What do you think? Now I know you can't answer me because we're on video, but if you shout really loud at the camera, I bet I could hear you. Oh, we better not forget his toes. So with the medium, I'll just give him some little toes. I'm going to let that dry. And then I'll put the lines across. We'll fill in a branch, maybe give it some texture here. Get some dark. Now how easy is that? How easy is that? And what fun! So there you have it. There he is, our little owl painted with coffee. Oh, you might notice that he's got an orange beak. So if you want to add a little bit of colour, just use a Sharpie to add the colour to the beak. And that's all there is to it. If you'd like to see more of my art, you can head over to my website. It's thefamouscoffeeartist.com. So thank you so much for coming and joining me today, and I really hope you have a go at painting with coffee. So this little owl, what could be easier and so sweet? It's perfect for the kids to do. I mean, you could draw it for them first or let them draw their own. But thank you so much. You know, it's so much nicer when there's somebody to talk to, and then I'm not sitting here talking to myself. So please come again. You can hit the subscribe button if you like, or if you want to see more of my coffee art, please head over to my website, thefamouscoffeeartist.com.